So picture this. You've run a successful charity for nearly 20 years. Zero scandals, zero complaints, zero problems. You've helped over 100,000 vulnerable children in some of the world's poorest regions. Then someone new, or maybe newish, arrives. And within 18 months, your life's work is in ruins. You are painted as the villain and the person who destroyed everything gets to keep control. Sounds impossible? Well, welcome to the Sentebale's scandal. A story so twisted, so corrupt, and so deliberately covered up that it reads like a masterclass in how powerful institutions protect their own while destroying the innocent. Welcome. This is Majesty's Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us. And we are going to do some really good, I think, reporting, investigative reporting, the sort of reporting that I expected. Actually, let me roll that back because I expected a little bit of decency. You know, I'm a bit of a dreamer. Maybe I'm a fool. But the British media offered up this narrative of what's happening with this charity, Sentebale, that if I didn't know better, I would have thought that Prince Harry had become the next, I don't know, Marvel or one of those superheroes franchise. He had become the next villain, the next person we would all go to the movie theater and walk out of it hating him. And Sophie Chandauka, I don't know, she's an angel cast down from heaven. I watched some of these so-called reporters, commentators on several shows and channels in the United Kingdom, and I can swear to you, what was coming out of their mouth was pure manure. Manure. The disillusion that I've got is unbelievable. So much so I couldn't sleep. So I thought, well, since you're not sleeping, go do some work. Do something about it. You don't like it? Do something about it. Show up, do good. So I got out of my bed, turned my laptop on, sat on my desk, and this is the work that I did. You see, the UK media will not tell you the truth. They'll tell you perhaps portions of the truth. But we've got the receipts. I made sure of that. We have the timeline. It's easy to find. We have the evidence. It's right there. And that's what's problematic. That's what's bothering me. It's all right there. Now, by the end of this report, you'll understand exactly how deep this rabbit hole goes. So let's start. And let me paint you the real picture of Sentebale before Sophie Chandauka, the angel cast down from heaven, before she arrived. For 18 years, let me repeat that, for 18 years, 18 años, 18 ans, Prince Harry and Prince Seeiso of Lesotho ran this charity flawlessly. Founded in 2006 in memory of Princess Diana, Sentebale had become a beacon of hope for children living with HIV and AIDS in Southern Africa. Also funded for Prince Seeiso of Lesotho's mom. The numbers don't lie. If there's one thing that numbers do, they don't lie. Over 100,000 children helped, millions raised, zero scandal, zero governance issues, zero complaints to the charity commission. This wasn't just a successful charity, it was a model charity. A model. Then in 2022, Sophie, the angel cast from heaven, Chandauka, becomes the chair. Now, here's where this gets interesting. Within, and I want you to remember this timeline, okay? Within less than 24 months, this pristine organization is in complete meltdown. The founder, patrons, has resigned. The co founder also has resigned. Multiple trustees resigned. The charity is under investigation. The media is having a feeding frenzy. Ask yourself, what are the odds that after 18 years, let me say that again, after 18 years of perfect operation, suddenly, like Alibaba and the 40 Thief, voila, bam, Prince Harry becomes toxic. Overnight, the man becomes toxic, accused of bullying the moment Sophie Chandauka arrives. You know, I heard of rumors somewhere, and I'm not one of those to spread rumors, but in this case, why not? Some people allege, as the tabloids and so many of these so called newscast reports in the United Kingdom, it's alleged I have a certain friend who knows a friend who's very close to this situation that said Sophie Chandauka thought she might have a chance at the prince. I'm not saying it. I am just repeating what people are saying. And that's the most on reporter thing I will do. And I'm not even a reporter. Moving on from that. But here's the kicker. And this is where the story gets really sort of like, muddy and obscure, a little bit dark. According to the Charity Commission, according to their own findings, there was no evidence of widespread bullying, no evidence of harassment. Let me say that. No evidence of misogyny, no evidence of misogynoir. So if Prince Harry wasn't guilty of any of these things of which the chair has accused him of, went on a parade in the UK, one media outlet after another, why is he being portrayed as the villain? Again, someone, please answer. Answer. I'm looking for answers. I'm taking number 2 over there. Number 4, yes. Number 5, yes. What's the answer? What's the answer? And why is the person who made false accusations still in charge? Now, keep in mind, this is a voluntary position. It's not supposed to pay. But now they've changed the narrative a little bit because now they're saying, remember, what came out first was that she was demanding to have a salary. But now they've switched the narrative. Oh no, it was Prince Harry. Prince Harry who offered her a salary. And she was so like the angel who came down from heaven. She was like an angel, the one that was cast down from heaven. And she said to Prince Harry, no, no, I will not accept any monetary compensation. Give me a freaking break. These people, I swear. I swear. So if Prince Harry isn't guilty of the accusations that she made towards him, why is he being portrayed as the villain? And why is she, the person who made false accusations, still in charge? Explain that to me, someone. So let's talk about what really happened. Because you see, the timeline reveals everything. Everything is right there. I don't know what that commissioner was smoking or not smoking. I don't know if he had or she had blindfolds on. I don't know if they couldn't read properly. I don't know if they're an analytical thinker or not. I don't know if they can hold two things and think about them at the same time. I don't know. I do not know. But what I do know is something smells like rotten fish. Not even fish, people. Rotten fish. So, according to multiple sources, the Board of Trustees, not Prince Harry, listen carefully, the Board of Trustees, not Prince Harry, lost confidence in Sophie Chandauka's leadership. Now, the UK media will make you believe that there was an argument between Prince Harry and the angel that was cast down from heaven, Sophie Chandauka. That's what it will make you believe. But you see, Prince Harry's not involved in this. The board lost confidence in her. They had concerns about her spending, her management, her approach. Now, these are people who've been with the charity for a while. So the board asked her to step down. So when the board asked her to step down, right, Now keep in mind what I said yesterday. Yesterday's episode, podcast, right? The false the false mother. The story in the Christian Bible about the two women that show up claiming the same child. And King Solomon, in his wisdom, decided to cut the child in half. And the woman that was the real mother, because we all know the love of a mother. We all know the love of a mother. She said, no, please don't harm the child. Give it to her. Give it to her. The other person, she said, cut it. I'll take my half. She can get her half. Cut it. Some kind of mother, right? Well, this angel that fell from heaven, that the British media will make you believe that she is, she basically said, well, cut the charity. Cut it. She didn't have the children best interest in mind. No, she had grievances, governance. See, these things that they put in front in order to justify, the plan. See, I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself and a little bit too excited. So let me stick to what I really want to say. Her response was that she wasn't going to go quietly, like in one of those movies, quietly into the dark, into the sunset. No, 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 no. Not this angel that fell from heaven, as for the British freaking media. Sophie Chandauka launched what can only be described as a nuclear media campaign. She went on Sky News, and we know who interviewed her, right? That, yeah, let's not even mention his name because he's another. Yeah, let me just move on from that because I can just see his face, and it makes me mad. So let me just calm my blood pressure down. Okay, these people who say they've got the best interest of, oh yeah, 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 stick to what you want to say. Don't deviate. I'm pulling myself back. So Sky News, she gave interviews to the Financial Times. She made explosive allegations of bullying, harassment, racism, misogyny, all of that against Prince Harry, against the charity. Really? Okay. But here's what really the UK media will not tell you, right? Here's what they're not telling you, showing you. She was the one who ran to the media. Listen to me. No, 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 no. This is not a statement to be argued. It's a statement, punto final. That's it. She was the one who ran to the media. She was the one making public statements. She was the one giving television interviews. I don't know if any of you remember when she sat there and she goes, the damage it did to me, and but me, and he disclosed to the public this a grievous thing, and he went and he told people, I didn't even consult with me, because it's about me, and me, and me. Oh yes, it's about you, darling. It is about you. It is about you. And it's fascinating to me to watch these stupid people, the audacity of stupidity, sit behind their anchored desk and a microphone and just vomit, this nonsense, just a whole bunch of manure. No wonder the misinformation that exists. It is so absolutely pathetic to see a nation crumble because of stupidity. Okay, so I had to stop myself there. I kind of did some take a deep breath in, exhale out, deep breath in, exhale out. I had to do that. I think I was getting a little bit too animated and overexcited or something. So after she did her media bliss, now Prince Harry, he issued measured statements through his spokesperson. Standard practice for any public figure dealing with legal disputes. And he did that when they resigned, if you may recall. What he did, him and Prince Seeiso, was to say, look, we've resigned from the charity because the board has lost confidence in the chairperson. They've asked her to step down. She has refused to do so. And as a matter of fact, she has run to the commission screaming a whole bunch of stuff, right? So Harry and Princess have worked with these people. They trust these people. So they decided to side with the board. And that's it. They said nothing else. That's it. They made their statement. Right? Yet somehow the narrative has become Prince Harry took this public. There I'm going again. There I'm going again. Come, bring it down. And this should have been handled privately. I don't know what he ate or she ate that day, or who sat on. Keep it classy, my friend. Keep it classy. So the narrative is Prince Harry took this public, and this should have been handled privately. Have you seen the Telegraph? I don't know. Well, I do know who's writing this, but come on. The stupidity. Are you seeing the gaslighting? Are you seeing it? Because if you're not, then maybe you shouldn't be listening to this or watching this. Because it's so evident. The person who literally went to television making accusations is now claiming the other side made it public. And the media is helping her sell this freaking fiction. Not surprised, que surprise. I'm not. But listen, folks, it gets worse. Yeah, it does. Are you ready? Hold on. Let's go. Now let's follow the money. My parents always said, follow the money. Wise people. Because this is where the real scandal lies. And you folks know where I'm going with this. Multiple sources, including the former trustees, allege that Sophie Chandauka spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on consultants. Look, I'm not dissing consultants. I've worked in consultant firms for many years. I know what we do. I know what they do. We help you, okay? That's what we do. We help you. You pay us a whole bunch of money, and we help you, right? Now, especially consultants to help find wealthy donors in the US. Here is the damning part of all of that. According to the Board of Trustees, they requested to see the results of this very expensive consultant work. They wanted reports, outcomes, action items, something to show for the massive expenditure. What did they get? Come on, I'm taking guess again. Number one, no. Number two, no. Number three, okay. They got absolutely zero. Nothing, nada, niente, nothing. No report, nothing at all. In the business world, if you spend hundreds of thousands on consultants and can't produce a single freaking deliverable, you get fired. That's called mismanagement at best. Now, some of my friends may call it fraud. I'm not. I'm just saying. But I told you folks, I told you folks, there's more. The Charity Commission found evidence of mismanagement in the administration of the charity and issued a regulatory action plan to address governance weakness. Governance weakness. Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful. Was that the two words of the day that person learned that day? So they're like, oh, here are the two words I know. You need to do governance weaknesses. Governance weaknesses. I'm a big boy now. So let me get this straight, or not straight, or half straight, or something. But let me get it. The person who allegedly mismanaged charity funds, who spend hundreds of thousands with nothing to show for it, who made false accusations against the founder, she gets to stay in charge. Oh, crown me, please. Here he comes, Mr. America. Honestly, she gets to stay in charge. Meanwhile, the person who built the charity from nothing, who ran it successfully for 18 years, who the commission found no evidence of wrongdoing against, he is forced out because no action is being taken against Sophie, the fallen angel Chandauka. Does that sound like justice to you? Because if it does, you're on the wrong side of the tracks, my friend. Wrong side of the tracks. You are in delusional world with the rest of these idiots. Now, we need to talk about, okay, I've got an elephant here in my room, all right? And we need to talk about this elephant. Now, this elephant, I'm not going to paint you a picture. You will have to close your eyes and imagine the elephant. I've got it right in front of me. The elephant in the room, the charity commission itself. Let's discuss. This is the same charity commission that chose to, wait for it, look the other way. No, 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 not that way, darling. The other way, darling. No, darling, darling, the other way. Not your right, the left, darling. Thank you. To look the other way when Prince Charles, now the King, Your Highness, Your Majesty, was receiving bags of cash from Qatari officials. Oh my goodness. Like father, like son. I know there is something about those countries with deserts and lots of oil and yachts that are $400 million. And princes and princesses going to stay on the yachts of these people. And oh, once again, I am getting distracted and going in another direction. I'm pulling myself back, pulling myself back. So do you remember that? Do you remember the 2.5 million pounds in literal bags of cash? And they decided not to investigate. Said, well, yes, 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 there were a couple of paper money in some bags. Yes, indeed, it was from Qatari officials. But you see, we decided not to investigate at all because you see, it's not important. It's not important. This is not a situation that needs investigation at all. You see, because it is the royal family, and our royal family does not, does not get its hands or feet or anything dirty at all, because they are divine, you see. They are divine creatures mandated by the Church of England to govern over us. So I'm a peasant. How dare I even question why there was 2.5 million pounds in bags? We will have no investigation. This dramatization was brought to you by Campbell and Campbell. I need to go to bed. But folks, when Prince Harry's charity faces internal disputes where he's ultimately cleared of any wrongdoing, suddenly they're very interested in conducting investigations and issuing public rebukes. Just for Prince Harry, you see, he's not mandated divine from the Church of England or any of that. He's just some ginger that decided to marry a black biracial woman, right? One that has an opinion, one that actually has an education, can formulate a couple of sentences correctly, that cares about people, that's authentic, that they tried so hard to unalive, allegedly. Do you notice the pattern here? Do you? I had someone write in the comment section of the channel yesterday, and the person wrote, I think you're being, I'm paraphrasing here. I think you're an awful person to say the things you're saying about Dr. Sophie Chandauka. She is an honorable woman who all she wanted to do and she's doing is saving. And she said some other awful things about Prince Harry because she knows best. This person, whoever wrote the comment, she knows best. What a bunch of stupid, stupid people. Stupidity, ignorance, ignorance. So you see the pattern, right? It's not just me. I'm not just having daydreams here, early morning daydreams. When Charles III, the king, the monarch, they find reasons not to investigate. When it's Prince Harry, they find reasons to blame him even when their own investigation clears him. But here's the most damning part of the Commission's report. They criticized all parties for allowing this to become public. Once again, I go back. There was good people on both sides. Good people on both sides. Good people on both sides. Really? Really? Oh boy, what's happening? What is happening? Think about that for a moment. Think about it. Sophie Chandauka makes false accusations on television, launches a media blitz with explosive claims, and the commission response is to blame everyone equally. Everyone equally. Please take the manure out of your mouth and out of your brain. Please. It's been there a little too long. You smell like it. And on top of that, there's some rotten fish all over the place. That's not justice. You know what that smells like? It smells like a cover up, a stitch up. That's what it smells like. Allegedly. The commission had the power to remove Sophie Chandauka. They had evidence of mismanagement. They had evidence that her accusations were unfounded. Instead, they issued her a slap on the wrist and let her stay in control. Why? What aren't they telling us? What are they not telling us? Just look, just turn on any station in the United freaking Kingdom and listen to the narrative of how they're selling you this story. Listen and watch the things that they omit. And these things just happened a couple of months ago. I mean, did I imagine her going from one station, giving interviews, and she was all over the place? And all these commentators, right? The Talk TVs and the GP News and all the other ones, they were just full of it. Oh, they were so happy. There was a black woman, an African black, like a real black woman, saying the things to bring Harry down, bring him down. Maybe her and Nana should get together. They'll do a nice little duet. Nice duet. Here's where this story gets even more interesting. I keep saying that, but I actually do mean it. And why I believe this was never really about charity governance. One of the people now serving on Sentebale's board, along with Sophie Chandauka, has close connections to Prince William. And anyone in the Sussex squad, any of us on this side of truthful storytelling and truthful evidence and receipts, we were screaming at the top of our lungs, going, hello, hello. Let that sink in. After a massive public dispute that forces Prince Harry out of his own charity, somehow somewhere, someone connected to his estranged brother's end, not his rear end. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Okay, I'm trying to be professional right now, all right? His estranged brother's end ends up in a position of influence over Harry's life work. How did that happen? How did that happen? So here's my question. Was that coincidence? Was it coincidence? I don't think so. I mean, if you've got an argument against, yeah, go ahead, but I don't think so. I don't think it's coincidence. This has all the hallmarks of a coordinated effort, allegedly. But think about it. One, someone with established connections becomes the chair. Two, within months, conflict arise with the founders. Three, when asked to step down, she launches a media blitz with serious accusations. Four, the accusations are investigated and found to be baseless. Five, but instead of consequences, she's allowed to stay in control. Six, meanwhile, someone connected to the heir, Prince William, is part of that three people board or two or whatever it is. Allegedly, allegedly. This isn't incompetence, my friends. Someone has been thinking about this. This is strategy. Someone has been thinking about this. Now let's talk about the UK media role in this scandal. I mean, I've talked to them a lot about them a lot throughout this. Where are we like close to an hour already? Gosh, get me passionate about something and I can't shut up because their behavior has been absolutely grotesque. Grotesque. Disgrace. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. How? Why? Look at how they covered this story. Every headline, every report, every analysis finds a way to blame Prince Harry. Even when he's cleared of wrongdoing, the narrative is still about his failure or his part in the dispute. Then we had that idiot on Jeremy Vine saying, well, why did he walk away? Why did he walk away? Why did he walk away? And then we have the other one on GB News in the morning show, the one whose face looks like God knows what. You know, the one that said, Harry, darling, come home. Leave her. Come home, Harry. Harry, come home. We have him making faces as another person on the panel, a black person. He goes on to say they're good people on both sides. The sad thing about all of this is that they're good people on both sides. You know, Sophie founded the Black Awards. She founded the Black Awards. Did you go on to tell them what happened with the Black Awards, mister? No, you see, there's so much about these storytelling that these freaking people don't tell because it's not convenient for their what? Narrative. I've got some smart people listening. Narrative. It's not convenient. Meanwhile, Sophie Chandauka, gosh, I'm going to have nightmares. I'm going to hear that freaking name in my head. Who made the false accusations, who allegedly mismanaged the funds, who turned an internal governance issue into a public spectacle, is treated with kid gloves as the fallen angel from heaven. The fallen angel from heaven. How delicious. Harry and his minorities, Harry and his, the brown and black people who like him. Well, guess what? Guess what, darling? We've got a black person, like an African, like a black person, to accuse you, to show that you're a bully. You're a bully. Was that Meghan that taught you how to be a bully? Huh? Huh? Because you all know that's an insinuation, right? That's it. That's the insinuation. Prince Harry reprimanded for crisis at the charity. The Duke of Sussex loses battle for control. Prince Harry criticized for damaging, bullying. Wow. Notice how every single headline makes Harry the subject, the problem, the failure. This isn't journalism, guys, folks. This isn't journalism. I am not a journalist. And look, man, I couldn't sleep. I got on my computer. I did some reading, some searching, some grabbing from here, grabbing from there, looking at the stuff, analyzing, going back to what happened a couple months ago. And I have evidence. So, what are you folks doing? What are you doing? That's what I want to know. What are you doing? Because all of the information is right there. It's right there. Look, I'm not saying I'm not an intelligent person. Look, I'm not stupid. Well, sometimes I am. I'll be honest. Sometimes I get a little bit kanka, you know. Like I take like frozen fruit because I love frozen fruit, like berries and stuff like that. And I put it in my mouth, and then it just freezes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's cold. That's stupidity. But oh well, doesn't hurt anyone, just me. But it's not journalism. It's propaganda. It's pure propaganda. And here's the most telling part. When the Charity Commission explicitly found no evidence to support the allegations against Prince Harry, the media focused on the criticism of all parties rather than the complete vindication of Harry's conduct, allegedly. This is deliberate narrative manipulation. They're not reporting the story, they're shaping it. They're shaping it. There's an old biblical story, right? And you folks know what I'm going to talk about. I spoke about it yesterday. King Solomon and the two women claiming to be the mother of the same baby. When Solomon suggested cutting the baby in half, the real mother immediately said, give the baby to her to save the child's life. The false mother said, fine, cut it in half, because it wasn't her child. She doesn't care. The story is playing out right here with Sentebale. Sophie Chandauka doesn't care about those kids. She doesn't care about the charity. She doesn't. Allegedly. Prince Harry, faced with watching his mother's legacy, and this is going to get me, man. This is going to get me. Oh, man. Faced with watching his mother's legacy, the charity be destroyed by internal conflict, stepped away to try to preserve what he could of the organization's mission. His statement made it clear: the children must come first. Sophie Chandauka, she was perfectly willing to see the charity torn apart, its reputation destroyed, its mission compromised, rather than step aside for the good of the cause. Who sounds like the real parent in this scenario? Who? Don't ask the British media. Don't ask them. The person willing to sacrifice their position to save the charity's mission, or the person willing to destroy everything to keep control. But here's a piece of evidence that exposes, I believe, this entire charade. Remember how the media and the commission criticized everyone for making this dispute public? Remember how they said this should have been handled privately? Well, let me tell you what actually happened privately. According to sources close to the situation, there was an attempt to handle this privately. The Board of Trustees did, I repeat, the Board of Trustees did try to resolve this through proper governance. Through proper governance channels. They did ask Sophie Chandauka to step down quietly. Her response was to reject their authority, sue the charity because she's so concerned about the children, right? Sue the charity and launch a massive public relations campaign making explosive accusations and then dragging the Duchess of Sussex in all of this. Listen, Sophie, he was never, escúchame, listen to me, never, he was never, you didn't have a chance. You didn't. Okay, now I'm going into gossip mode, and that's not the purpose of this. That's all hearsay and conjuncture and all that stuff, and I'm not a tabloid person. So I take it back. Okay, maybe a quarter of it. Allegedly. So the Board of Trustees did try to resolve this. She's the one who did all of this payasadas, all of this circus. So when the commission criticizes all parties for making this public, they're engaging in false equivalence. One side tried to handle this privately and was rebuffed. The other side went nuclear. Come on, it's right there. It doesn't take a genius to see it. My mom does think I'm a genius, though. So maybe I have special thinking ability, so I saw it immediately. And the commission can't, see. But somehow, in the commission's final report, these are treated as equally responsible for the public nature of the dispute. That is not justice. It's gaslighting. Gaslighting. So let's step back for a little bit. Let's see the bigger picture. Okay? Let's see what we've constructed thus far. Because this case reveals something deeply disturbing about British institutions. When Prince Charles was involved in actual financial impropriety, accepting bags of cash from foreign nationals, the Charity Commission found ways to avoid investigation. When Prince Andrew was involved in a scandal with international implications, the institution closed ranks to protect him. But when Prince Harry, the one who's married to the black biracial woman that came to the royal family with her own millions and own wealth, so when Prince Harry, who left the royal family, who criticized the institution, who chose his own path, faces internal charity disputes, suddenly the commission is very interested in public investigations and public criticism. Make you go, The message is clear. Stay in line and we'll protect you. Step out of line and we'll find ways to punish you, even when you're innocent. It breaks my freaking puppy heart when I see those pictures, those images of that young teenage boy visiting that area, bringing meaning to his life, doing this in honor, legacy of his mother. Well, the other one just wants to destroy everything Harry has built. That's his goal. Jealous, petty, weak. Because only a weak person would want to do that. The memory, the legacy of your mother, calling her names, how dare you? That's your mother. This isn't about charity governance. This is about institutional control. Now, the Charity Commission had all the evidence they needed to see what really happened. No evidence of wrongdoing by Prince Harry. Evidence of mismanagement under Sophie Chandauka's leadership. Evidence that she made false accusations. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Evidence that she turned an internal matter into a public spectacle. Tell me I'm wrong. Evidence that the board of trustees had lost confidence in her leadership. Tell me I am wrong. With all of that evidence, the just outcome would have been clear. Sophie, the fallen angel Chandauka, should have been removed. Prince Harry should have been vindicated. And the charity should have been restored to proper governance. Instead, they chose to blame everyone equally and leave the person who caused the mess in charge. Why would they do that? Because, you see, removing Sophie Fallen Angel Chandauka would have meant admitting that Prince Harry was the victim here. None of them have said it, not one of them. That he was not the predator, but the victim. It would have meant acknowledging that the media narrative was completely wrong. It would have meant admitting that their initial assumptions were false. And they couldn't let that happen. So instead, they crafted a solution that remains the false narrative while appearing to be fair and balanced. Fair and balanced, my fingertips. But let's not forget who the real victim, who the real victims are in this scandal. Oh, man, it's the children. The children, those young people. Over 100,000 children have been helped by Sentebale. Thousands more depend on its continued work. These are some of the most vulnerable children in the world. And this stuff hits me, man. It hits me. It hits me bad. It hits me bad because, like, they're kids. I stopped watching the news because I can't stand watching those kids in Palestine. I can't. What's happening to this world? We have orphans, children living with HIV, children in extreme poverty who are dependent on that charity. And look what she's done. Look what she has done. Their champion, their advocate, the person who built the organization that served them for 18 plus years. No problems, not an issue. Has been driven out by false accusations and institutional bias. And I'm not going to say the other thing. You people figure it out. Meanwhile, the person whose leadership created chaos, who allegedly mismanaged funds, who turned their charity into a media circus, remains in charge. How is that in the best interest of the children Sentebale serves? How is it in their best interests? Prince Harry's statement said it perfectly. The consequences of the current chair, the consequences of her actions will not be borne by her, but by the children who rely on Sentebale's support. He's absolutely right. That woman will continue to draw whatever it is that she intends to draw, whether it's money or whatever her goal is, whatever evil she walks hand in hand with. The children will suffer from reduced donations, damaged reputation, and ongoing instability. And to watch the carelessness of how this is being reported in the UK, it's just madness. Madness. This Sentebale scandal isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a clear pattern of how British institutions and media treat Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. What's next? Invictus? I'm serious. What's next? When they were working, quote unquote, working royals, that word bothers me. Working royals, like the ones that have remained as if they are really working. Okay, on their eighth vacation. Give me a break. So when they were working royals, every story found fault with something they did, especially with Meghan. And they all pretend like they didn't do these things, like it didn't happen. Well, we treated her very nicely. Everyone loved her very nicely. And then she just went crazy and she left. No, we did nothing at all, at all, at all. We are such a welcoming society. We're not racist at all. At all. I mean, we did call her child a monkey. And nothing happened to the fellow who did it. He lost his job for a day. Another one said he wanted to parade her across the country. Every street, every town, strip her naked because that's his fantasy, and have people throw manure at her. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you? And nothing happens to him. He still maintains his contacts with the palace. Camilla the horseshoe still goes and have brunches and sandwiches and whatever it is that people who wear horseshoes eat. What is wrong with this world? When they stepped back, they were criticized for leaving. When they tried to be financially independent, they were criticized for commercializing their titles. What do you want them to be called? That's what they're called. That's their titles. When they spoke about their experiences, they were criticized for being disloyal. I cannot hear one more time one of these freaking idiotic, manure, vomiting people. Well, you see, when you go and you talk badly about the royal family and you say all these things about the family and the family and the family and the queen hated her. What is wrong with you people? Did you all get hit on your head when you were born? What's wrong? What is wrong with you people? Honestly. Now when he's cleared of any wrongdoing in a charity dispute, he's still being criticized for his role in the conflict. There's literally nothing Prince Harry can do that won't be twisted into a negative story by the UK media and institutions. This is not journalism. This isn't fairness. This is systematic persecution. They're being persecuted. Now, there's several questions that I've got. Look, I've done my best. Okay, I think I'm starting to feel tired now, so I'll be able to fall asleep. But if Sophie Chandauka spent hundreds of thousands on consultants, where are the reports and deliverables? Where are they? Why was someone connected to Prince William allowed to join the board during this conflict? Why? Why were Sophie Chandauka's accusations taken seriously enough to trigger an investigation, but when they were found to be baseless, there were no consequences for making false accusations. Why? Why is the commission treating the person who went on television making accusations and the person who issued measured statements through representatives as equally responsible for making this public? Why? ¿Por qué? Why? What specific evidence did the commission find of Prince Harry's wrongdoing that justified their criticism of his conduct? What did you find? The fact that these questions remain unanswered tells us everything we need to know about the integrity of this investigation. Even now, as the truth comes out, the cover up continues. Look at how the media is reporting the Commission's finding. They're focusing on the criticism of Harry rather than his complete vindication on the serious allegations. They're treating Sophie Chandauka retention of her position as if it's the natural outcome rather than a shocking failure of accountability. They're representing this as if both sides, it's both sides. There's both sides' story when the evidence clearly shows one side made false accusations and mismanaged the charity while the other side built and successfully ran it for 18 years. No one is talking about that. None of them, none of these clowns are talking about that because they're pathetic. Pathetic. And those are the people you rely on for your news. Those are the people, some of you tune in every freaking day and you believe everything they say. The manure that comes out of their mouth, the nastiness, you believe it. What does that make you? This is how institutional corruption works in modern Britain. They don't need to break the law or engage in dubious misconduct. They just need to control the narrative, ensure the right people stay in power, and punish those who step out of line. So here's the real scandal. Hopefully, maybe the Telegraph will correct their nonsense and talk about what the real scandal is. Prince Harry built a charity that successfully helped over 100,000 vulnerable children. He ran it without incident for over 18 years. When someone else, mismanagement, threatened its mission, he stepped aside to protect it. For this, he's been painted as a bully, criticized by regulators, and forced out of the organization he created. Meanwhile, the person who made false accusations, allegedly mismanaged funds, and turned a governance dispute into a media circus gets to keep her job and still controls the charity? If that's not corruption, please tell me what is. If that's not corruption, then what is? But I'm a person of hope. I have to hang on to it. And I hope you do too. There's hard times. These are interesting times we're living in. You know, I keep telling myself, do good, do good, do good. Let's feed the good because too many people are feeding the evil. Let's feed the good. Let's get up, do good. Do good. Show up, do good. I have hope. The truth has a way of coming out. The evidence speaks for itself. And more people are starting to see through the lies and manipulation. Prince Harry said he's looking for new ways to support the children of Lesotho and Botswana. I have no doubt he'll find them because that's what real leaders do. When one path is blocked by corruption and institutional bias, they find another way to serve those who need help the most. As for Sentebale under Sophie Chandauka, under her continued leadership, well, we'll be watching. We'll be monitoring their financial reports that should be coming out soon, their impact statement, their donor relationships, because now she's saying she's the second largest donor of the charity. She's the second largest donor of the charity. That's what she's saying. And people are saying on her behalf. Because the children they claim to serve deserve transparency and accountability. And if this charity continues to struggle under her leadership, if donations decline as they have, if programs are cut as they will be, if the children suffer, which they are, we'll know exactly who's responsible. The truth always comes out eventually, always. And when it comes, history will remember who stood with the vulnerable children of Africa, of Lesotho, Botswana, and who stood with institutional power and corruption. History. So, my friends, continue to raise the alarm, continue to speak about this, continue to support Sussex friendly channels that are talking about this in the way that is the truth. Because the evidence is right there, it's right in front of all of us. All of us, it's right there. Okay. Oh, I don't think I've spoken this long in a very long time. It's over an hour, I think, like I don't know, an hour and a half now. I just want to say thank you. Um, this was this investigation into Sentebale, into the scandal. It's just been. I think I feel more at ease now that I've actually done this. Get it out of my system and have the receipts for it. Right. So, anyways, before I sign off, I have to say this. Look, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this channel. Um, If you found this report valuable, please like it, share it, um, tell everyone about it, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because the mainstream media wouldn't tell you this story. So it's up to us, right? It's up to us to tell the truth. And look, you can know when someone is telling the truth, right? We have the evidence, we have the receipts. We don't invent things. So subscribe to Majesty Sussex Report, because this is what we do here, right? We go investigate, we do some research, and we present the things that we believe in. Thank you. Thank you, all of you who are new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate it so very much. Means a lot to me. I put in a lot in this work because I want it to be meaningful and I want it to be the truth. Because love wins. And we've got two people and their children, Mama Doria, that we need to put some walls up. So all these daggers that are being thrown at them, we can be these walls that are able to fight back with evidence, fight back with the truth. I know the world is crazy right now. It's I don't. It's tough times. But you know what? You can do it. You can do it. There's a power higher than us. I know you can do it. One thing at a time. Be kind to yourself. Start there. Be kind to yourself. Then move on to your loved ones. Be kind to them. Even when it's the most difficult thing to do. And to that stranger that may just be passing by your path, or you may just see for a couple of minutes, be kind. The checkout person at the groceries, or the person at the pharmacy, or the person who is getting off the subway or the train, or is in your way as you board in an aircraft. Be patient, be kind, because we need to feed the good. We need to feed the good. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Until we speak again. Bye for now.
I was born for the war, I was born for the battle. Let the cannons ring and the thunder rattle. You won't see a white flag lifting over me. When the smoke clears, it's me that you see. I love the fight. I love the fight. I won't back down, I won't give in, 'cause in the end, I love the fight. Take your best shot, another miss.